My name is Behiya Murad. I am head of the Women's House in Kamishlo, and we are very happy to be here. Thank you very much for the opportunity. But I'm also happy to answer any questions, but I would like to give you some short, brief information how it was established. It was established in 2011 with the beginning of the revolution. At the time, we still had these regime forces. At the beginning of the revolution, they were present in the city that was before the withdrawal. And in 2011, Women's House was established.
قطط بيه
الو باش قولوا
تمام
شخوا دسبيكي ما قلت قال لك
As we said, it was very difficult at the beginning. We faced so many different challenges because there was also the regime forces present in the city in Qamishlo, and like all the other institutions, organizations that we opened, we faced so much repression, we faced threats, especially the organizations founded by the women. But yet we didn't give up, and we also had a very strong ideology about women, and we women, we have been suffering for thousands of years of this repression, and the women were confined within the domestic sphere. They were not allowed to go out. We faced lots of problems. We had the women's house. We were facing threats, but sometimes they were coming to us. At the beginning, there were only the women who were facing trouble coming to us and asking for help. It was like and the women were facing also because of the traditions, because of the patriarchal structure of the society, women were facing troubles, and the system in place, the regime and the state court system was not providing them with any helps and not protecting them. So women were aware of that, aware of the fact that they have to find a solution, they have to take it in their hands. So because based on this need, this women's house was established, and in Qamishlo, in Hasake, in Jazeera region, we have in total 22 women houses. And there are also specific women's house in Qamishlo. It's the one for Assyrian women, and also one special one in for Arab women in Hasake. And we have different committees. One of them is Committee of Reconciliation. So when the women, they have problems, we try to find solutions for this kind of problems, like familiar issues, domestic violence, and we are not necessarily in favor of divorce, and especially when there are children involved, but it's always up to women to decide about what they want. In some extreme cases, we encourage it, and we even support the women if in case they need any legal support, and we also help the women to get their equal rights as parents. So we are not necessarily trying to punish the man in case of a divorce, but it's all about equality and letting women to enjoy their equal rights in terms of children and alimony and these familiar issues. And But before we apply or we resort a divorce, we try to find solutions. We are giving some period of time for the parties, the women and men, to think, to consider. We are also take the best interest of children in care, take into consideration, and we also fight against the underage marriages. Or the women, sometimes they come and they ask us to help them to get alimony for the children from their ex-husbands. Or sometimes the women are under pressure, especially the women who are divorced. They are not, the families, they do not want to support their divorced daughters. And there is also another fact that almost for 13 years we are in non-stop on constant warfare. There are people losing their family members, and women are suffering at most at the time of war. And the problem is because this war also affects the ability of the parents to pay alimony. For example, they are divorced, they have 4 or 5 children, and the woman comes to us, they ask to help them to get the alimony from the man, but the man says, I would like to pay it, but because of due to unemployment, because of the economical difficulties, I cannot afford it. There are also special cases about marriages, about forced marriages, the girls who are eloping or escaping from house. And also there are some women who are facing threats by exposure of their private pictures on Facebooks, and yeah, they are blackmailed by some men. So those women also come to us and then ask for help, and they are also scared of their families in case they are exposed. And there are also girls, younger girls, who want to go to school, and the parents and the families are preventing them because of some religious or some cultural backgrounds. We also support those girls who want to go and study, and we also provide them with psychological support and consultations. But if a case is beyond our capabilities, as the Women's House in Kamishlo, we can refer that case to Amara Women's Centers. They have more capabilities, but we all have this cooperation among the women's organizations, women houses. We support each other. We are also in touch with the Kurdish Red Crescent. We also provide medical care for the women who cannot get it somewhere else, and also about their health and awareness about their hygiene. And medical treatments are also provided by the Kurdish Red Crescent. We also had 2 women who were suffering cancer, and they couldn't, and one of the women, she was not also supported by the husband. The husband refused to buy the medication. So we refer to this woman to Congress Star and to Red Crescent, and every month we were providing her, we were paying for the medication, for monthly supply. So, and it was important for me personally to support women for medical care because I also survived severe disease, and I knew how devastating it can be under these embargo conditions to provide medical care and medication. So it was very important for me to provide this service. It's been like 4 or 5 years now we are doing it. And as I said, we help the women for the domestic disputes about the guardianship of children. And we also, it's also raising awareness, supporting women with the problems they face. So we provide help with the, as we said, with the custody cases, with the alimony, and we also receive so many international visitors coming from abroad. They want to come and see how we organize women in these conditions under embargo and also under constant warfare. And they also see and appreciate the presence of women in these organizations. And they also seem to be very surprised to witness that women are everywhere, in present, in co-chairs. And we also were very happy to see this reaction from those people. We also there were a couple of different filmmakers who came and visited our centers, and they accompanied us with our work, and they made a documentary about us. And we also given a reward, an award by the Daniela Mitterrand, the spouse of the former French president, and they gave us a reward, an award for the activities that we conduct here in Rojava. In 2014, we also put pressure for a law on women. It was a draft prepared, and it was ensuring and guaranteeing the rights of women in Rojava. There was a strong reaction, especially from the Arabs, which they still consider polygamy, like marrying more women, acceptable. So, but we were fighting against this polygamy, and eventually this piece of legislation was passed in the parliament. It was in 2014. So the last 9 years now we can also benefit from the law which prohibits underage marriages, forced marriages, also marrying more women at the same time. And we also have these reconciliation committees, and in 2022 there was an amendment made in this in the law, and it also brought more autonomy for the women. It is called the family, it's a law on the family, and And since the amendment, and we also changed our approach. At the beginning, we were only accepting women, and now we try to also bring the men to the women's house and discuss these topics and have to have a dialogue with the men. Many of them actually get, they feel ashamed afterwards for what they have done to their women. But when we work, we also give the confidentiality is also very important for our clients coming, and which also gives some like trust. We build trust with this confidentiality. That's why there are like thousands of women when they have faced domestic problems or problems with their parents, with their husbands, with their family. They come and knock our door, and they feel safe here, and they trust us. And it took a while to build this trust. As we said, in 2014, we had the law on women, and in 2022, we have the law on family. And according to this law, we also prepare reports on regular basis. We also join different seminars and conferences to introduce our work. And we also try to reach out to women during these seminars, these meetings, by using social media and raise awareness. And since the law was passed, and then now we see that underage marriage, they decreased considerably. And in 2021, we also had many problems with underage girls. Therefore, we had a special program for like raising awareness, trainings, education. Thus, these underage girls to protect, to defend themselves against abuse, sexual abuse. And we see that since that these kind of cases are decreasing. And these are the activities that we conduct within our organization. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And at the time of Corona, we also suffered a lot. But yet we took also place in different online seminars, webinars, and we used the other possibilities to reach out to people. And we never stopped working. But special, extraordinary times, what is Corona times, because and a house should be the place where the women feel secure at most. But women are facing violence. They are being killed in their own houses by their husbands, by their fathers, by their brothers. So we will never stop until women feel safe in their houses. And then we are also using Facebook and other social media. And the use of social media, or the wrong use or the excessive use, it also creates problems for women. So women also need to be aware of those risks and threats that they might face online. But I'm happy to answer any other questions that you might have. Thank you.